Welcome everyone. Welcome and happy Friday. So we're gonna share our stories. Our is the music too loud? Should I turn it up? Just turn it down. I have some healing frequencies. Okay, so we'll have some subtle healing frequencies. Um, so well, we have some amazing guests here today that we're all going to share our journeys and how our spiritual path has led us to what we're doing now and what we're doing so that we can fulfill our life's purpose and help more people reach theirs. So my story begins as a reluctant leader. I never actually saw myself as a leader. But as a kid growing up, I was very sensitive and I felt a lot of things in the world. So maybe you can relate with this, but I looked around me and I felt a lot of things did not align with me. You know, a lot of the concrete around us and the disconnection from nature and all the pollution and all the atrocities that were going on. And I said to myself, always I said, there must be someone up there making sure that these things are being taken care of, that, you know, the vulnerable, the nature, that things are being protected from above, which they are, but it didn't quite, I thought there was actually a physical, you know, person doing this. And as I got older, looking around me, feeling like, oh, how are these things happening? I thought I could never make a change. I'm just a small person, but I always knew I could deep down. You felt that voice? It was like a voice from Mother Nature herself saying, I need to rise. And I'll just share a little bit. I came from a very atheist background. So no talk of spirituality, even no talk of religion. That was just unheard of. But even spirituality was looked at as, you know, BS. Like anything that my parents have a high guard up, and anything that seemed a little woo, as they would say, was thrown out the window. So I had to come to this journey completely on my own. I suffered a lot with mental health issues, with feeling like I don't fit into this world, and feeling misunderstood. I was told over and over again my whole life that I'm too sensitive, that I care too much. And I had to find my own path because the world I was in was just not having me. I didn't see where I fit in. Had learning disabilities and I had all kinds of issues stopping me from fulfilling actually what a true calling was to help people. That's all I wanted to do. But things got in the way. The real world kind of got in the way and was blocking me from being able to do that. I discovered yoga on my own, happened by accident. I happened to be running away from one abusive relationship after another. I just fell for the wrong guys would see my vulnerability, see my innocence, see my kindness, and know they can take advantage. And I kept finding myself with, you know, I wanted to see the good in everyone. So even the really broken, I would see the good in them and I would trust them, and I would get hurt over and over again. And I discovered yoga just by fluke. It happened to be next to my house, and I was at a rock bottom, all-time rock bottom. I was suicidal. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where I fit in. And this was the first step, actually. I took this very seriously. I didn't have community at the time at all. And so joining this yoga studio gave me a sense of community, and it brought me into my body, and it brought me into my power. It brought me into a lot of healing. And from there, I knew that was just a gateway. So that sort of opened my eyes to the world of spirituality. I had never met even, you know, because I didn't grow up with spirituality, I just didn't feel that I could even call myself spiritual because I didn't have all of this, you know, I didn't train, I didn't have any knowledge of this stuff, but it spoke to me. It all spoke to me, and I kept being drawn to this, these ways that were also, I was like, these are my people. And I kept resonating, like Alice is saying, she resonates. Like if I had met Alice a long time ago, things would have been different, but luckily we met each other now. But, I didn't know people like Alice growing up. And so a quote that really spoke to me, that was a big eye-opener, was, when we were born into a world we don't fit into, it's because we were here to create a new one. And that quote really stuck with me. I don't know how long after that quote, but I had that as my profile picture background for many, many years before. And one of my second steps, so yoga was my first step. My second step, big leap in spirituality, was going plant-based, was going vegan. That was a spiritual decision. It was because emotionally I didn't resonate with what was happening to animals, and I didn't want to be a part of the problem anymore. And I saw that little bit of power I can have to not be a part of it, to not participate in it. That made me feel so much better. That was like a whole light flooding in to see that I can make that small difference, and that impact that had on me spiritually. And that brought me also, as well, I brought kids into the world, and I started to connect more with, on a deeper level, what all of this means and what we can do to make this world a better place for them. And it became much more important to me even than when it was just myself. And so I wanted to heal deeply because I didn't want to pass on any traumas. I knew the effect of maternal lineage traumas being passed down, and I saw that pattern in my family, and I needed it to break with me. So I don't know how, I guess I manifested it all, but when Purium came into my life, this is exactly what I said. Taz, who is also another spiritual being who presented like an angel, she came into my life and introduced me to gut health and all of these, started telling me more deeper about not just plant-based, but, organic, not having chemicals in our food supply, not eating processed food. And so this was my third big, huge up level spiritually. And one thing I was doing was my whole life, I didn't have I didn't have self-esteem to be able, actually I had studied yoga, but I was not confident enough to teach. Imagine that. I did 3 levels of teacher training and I never taught a class. It took me until very recently to be able to teach. But I didn't have the confidence to be able to really go out there and help people. I knew I had the tools. I actually studied Thai yoga massage. I studied Ayurveda. I did a bunch of courses that interested me for myself personally, but I didn't feel confident to share it. So Purium, so what happened when Taz brought this into my life, I felt it on an energetic level that I needed to be a part of it. I don't know what it was, but as I learned more, I understood it more. And then I started to see also, the other people who were around me in this, and I saw that we were all being drawn in the same, from the same energy. There was there was a frequency to the greens, which I'm drinking now, and the energy of the company. Also, it being plastic free and aligning with all of my values. I thought this is something I can really, really. I mean, it had a profound effect on me, my mental health, which was my spiritual practice. This is what I got into, into yoga in the first place, and into these deeper healing. It's all, our mental health is our mental health is the channel to the downloads, to source, to feeling, to being able to help more people, to feeling good in our body, our birthright, to feel good and to thrive. And I didn't even know I could feel this good. So when that already happened, I felt so good. I had never believed in myself to be able to, make a whole bunch of money and really make a difference in the world. But suddenly all of this came together. And Taz believed in me to do this. I didn't want to let her down, and I believed in her because I believed in her believing in me. And that was my gateway into this where I'm at now, which I'm thriving mentally. My mental state has never been better. It's been 3 years where I can honestly say I don't have bad days. And when I say bad days, I mean, yes, things happen, and it's, I can feel it, and I'm, fully aware when that something's off and I feel it, but it doesn't bring me to the same it's not hopeless. It's not like rock bottom. I've never had a day where I've been kept in bed all day since I started gut health. And I was on medication, which was really blocking me from my from connecting with myself. And this has allowed me to get off of my medications. So this is huge because I didn't know the effect that medications were having on me spiritually, but it is, and it was. And being off of them, I feel so in control. I feel so empowered, and I'm now able to, as well, like make a impact while making an income, which is so huge. I was in fashion design before, so that was just because it was the only thing I felt I could do. I just felt, I guess, that was all I could do. I didn't see another way that I could actually help people. But doing this, it became so organic. I just used my own story and shared it. And it was nothing I had to really do. It was just, and it came through me. And I wanted to share this with the world. I wanted to, if I have a solution that could help so many people, I had to share it. So it became a spiritual mission to share this with as many people as possible. And now I live in a state of abundance that I never dreamed that I can ever achieve. And it's only just the beginning. So I'm so excited for the future, to be able to, we're thinking big. We want to open spiritual healing centers, eco communities where people can come and truly heal and detox, and empower so many other healers to be able to rise. I created kind human tribes so that we can have kind humans around the world who didn't fit in because they were told they're too sensitive and too kind, to have an opportunity to thrive and to become the leaders that we're meant to be. So when I needed to do this, I thought I need to find people who can communicate this message. And one of the first people that came into my mind was Alice Carter, who I was following and so inspired by. We had met through a plant-based community in Belize. And I just knew she had a gift. I knew she had a presence that can inspire so many. I knew she had a story that can touch so many. So I am so honored that Alice, that she trusted me to lock arms in this mission with me. And I would love if, Alice, you can now share your story here.
Thank you, Alison. And this is always so divine. I was manifesting this before it came into my life, as was Michelle, who I met, and as was Alison, as I heard when I met her. And I remember that feeling of absolute rock bottom that I was at, and then knowing that something was coming, because I was calling that in, and I had to make space in my life for this blessing to come in the form of, walking away from a toxic marriage, saying no to codependency, ending these things like that ancestral trauma that I had been carrying from my mothers and down the line. I'd been told that I was going to end that. And with that came the blessing of me getting my independence and this joy that came into my life. This was like my reward for ending that cycle and saying no to being with any more toxic men, narcissistic men, controlling men. And it's been the biggest liberation for me. But this all started, I guess, for me when I was in my early 20s, when I had my first big awakening, and I realized that nothing was as it seemed. And I wanted to help people. It's all I ever wanted to do. I was very connected. I was very empathic, and I got into my energy work. I'm a Reiki healer. I'm a sound healer. I was holding retreats. I was holding women's circles, because even at that point, I had so much pain, because I'd been through so many bad toxic relationships. And I realized that I had a gift, and that was sharing and holding space for other women. I have the capacity to help people that way. So I've been doing that for a long time. Growing in my journey, always ups and downs. I went into modeling, which was really fun, but it didn't fulfill me. It didn't fill my soul. It wasn't my soul's purpose. It wasn't why I was here. So I was doing that, twinning that with all of my energy work and doing my retreats. I was about to host a retreat in Bali with my husband, but I couldn't do it because I got to this point where it was like, you can stay with this man and live in his shadow, or you can walk away from that and choose you and really rise. And it was the hardest decision I'd ever made because I was so frightened to step into uncertainty. For my whole life, I've hid behind men. But I did it. And I just trusted completely that I was going to be rewarded for that. And it kind of felt like a karma cycle was complete, like I said, in my family line. So I stepped away and I said to myself, I'm going to now manifest the way that I'm going to reach and impact more people, as many people as I can possibly find, because my whole soul's purpose for being here on the planet is to be of service. I've always known that. It's my biggest joy. I just love connecting with people and helping people. And for us, empaths who have been through so much hardship and had to go through so many traumas and lessons because we kind of consciously choose to do so, we need a break. And I'd had an issue with spirituality and money. I was like, I just want to give. I had a block. I didn't feel like I wanted money for that. But that's a problem too, because it's an energy. And I know that now. And once you open and unlock that abundance code, that can come to you. And that's something I learned with this experience. So of course, this angel Allison, she could feel that I was going through a lot and it was affecting me mentally. Though I was still holding on, I was in such a deep depressive state, I couldn't find my way out. And as soon as I connected to these foods, it was like all of that connected again. Mind, body, spirit. I felt more connected to source. I was manifesting quicker. I felt so vibrant and alive and had this capacity again to help people after being so low for such a long time. It was like I had my life back. And it started when I said yes to upgrading my body and fueling myself with this light code energy, which is essentially what this is. It is straight from source, straight from the mother, and then it fuels our bodies. It is light, and we can feel the glow. I feel the difference. People look at me now and they go, hey, what's different? What have you done? I'm like, honestly, I've just switched up my lifestyle. I have so much more capacity for love, for gratitude. I am so much more attuned to what's going on in my existence. And that helped me when I decided I had to join this to start my business. All of that I was getting, all of those downloads, all of that DNA upgrade I was getting from these light foods was helping me to find who I really was. And it's crazy to me that after so many years of not fitting in, being the child who didn't want to live like that, I didn't see a point in living if I had to work for someone else and give up my time to do something I hated. It doesn't make sense to me. And we are here to do something different. We're here to light the new path. And I'd always known that deep down. And this was that way, my toolkit to be able to do that. And so I share that with other people now, because this liberated me financially, my freedom. I can live where I want in the world. I now meet and connect with incredible other souls on this planet. And we do this together. And I never had community before. I never met people like me. I always felt like the outcast. And now I have this tangible way to help the masses, to truly help in so many ways. And we're connecting. And that's how I connected with Michelle. Of course, we manifested each other. We know that, but we met completely unexpectedly at an event. And I was going through a hard time. And I kind of stumbled across this woman. And I was like, what? You're such a powerful aura. And little did I know that we would be aligning on this mission, connecting. And we are now running and doing this together. And it's so beautiful because she, unbeknownst to me, was also looking for this liberation. And I just want to pass it over to Michelle, because her transformation over these last few months that we've been connected have been incredible for me to witness, but so similar to what I saw in myself. So it's just another testimony of someone who connected, manifested this, and it's completely changed their life. So I'd love to introduce you to Michelle, who now works alongside us on this incredible Earth mission.
Thank you, Alice, and thank you, Allison. It's an honor to be here today and to share this with everyone. This has changed my life for the better in multiple ways, and not just on the physical, but on the mental and on the spiritual as well. I had gone through, my first spiritual awakening was several years back in 2008. And that was kind of when I woke up to the realities of the world and the corruption, and started to realize that, the whole system was kind of created to make us kill ourselves slowly while putting money in the pockets of the few. And I always had a problem with that. but I was caught in the addictions of it as well. It took me close to 30 years of smoking cigarettes before I finally quit them. And I did that on my own. It took me a long time, but I did it successfully. And I knew I needed to change my eating habits. And I didn't want to invest my money in some fad diet or pill or anything like that. I wanted to do it naturally. And I knew that eating organic as best as possible was the way. So I was really desiring like getting my own land and maybe building tiny houses and helping people that way. I always wanted to help people as well. I'm highly empathic, and I always felt like, you know, if I could just make some money, I could actually help people and be of service. But I kept working in restaurants and being in relationships that weren't good for me and just allowing everything to take from me. And so last year I had another big spiritual awakening after a breakup, and I started getting downloads all the time, like every day. It led me to become a tarot reader, and I was just getting all of these messages constantly. And one of the biggest ones was, okay, well, you quit smoking. Now you need to change your diet. You need to eliminate these processed foods. You need to eliminate sugar. You need to eliminate caffeine, meat, all of it, everything that's just been holding you back. You're poisoning yourself. You know, you're feeding into that insidious system that you don't trust or believe in. It's time to vote with your dollars and really like put your money where your mouth is and align with something that's in alignment with healing of self and healing of the planet. And I didn't know what that was. I didn't know if it even existed. And then I met Alice, and we started following each other on social media, and I saw what she was doing, and I was like, okay, I'll have what she's having. Sign me up, because clearly it's working. And I saw that it wasn't just working for her, but for other people as well. And I did a lot of research because I'm skeptical, you know? I mean, I've been duped my whole life by things that I thought I could trust. So when this came around, I said, okay, I'm going to do my research. And I did. And I spent a lot of time researching it before I ever put out any money. And it's the best money I've ever spent. I feel so good. Like the first month was a little rocky, but I had a lot to detox from. And I understood that, and I was gentle with myself. And now I'm about 3 months in. And I mean, I get up early and I go walking. And what I used to do was get up late and smoke cigarettes and drink coffee until I got hungry, sometime around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I'd eat something horrible for me, and then I'd go out and party with my friends. And it's not like that anymore. And it hasn't been like that in a while, and it won't ever be like that again. I'm embracing my health and my wellness. And as a spiritual person who has a very definite connection to the divine, I have to tell y'all, like, if you feel that connection and you want to feel it even stronger, this is the way. It was like a key that unlocked the door to everything that I wanted in my life, everything that I was trying to manifest. And, you know, I'm just at the beginning, but I'm still doing a lot of healing too, but I'm on the other side. You know, I wake up excited for my day and excited to live my life and see what comes next. So I'm so grateful to be here. And I want to pass the mic back to Alice and Allison so that they can tell you even more about the products. Amazing, 100% organic, beautiful, light code superfood.
Okay.
I'd love to. Thank you,
Alice.
Michelle, for sharing.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to hear, you know, a testimony from someone who's so new to this journey, but it's affected so profoundly, because that's what it makes me tearful, because it's exactly how I remember the beginning. It was a complete shift of reality for me. My whole life shifted in a matter of days. But people often ask, you know, what is this? Like, I want to hear what this actually is. And I'd like to begin by introducing the green juice, we call it liquid sunshine. So this is like our light code energy. And Allison's got it there. It's in this beautiful compostable packaging now as well. So it's completely biodegradable, because all that we care about is protecting and serving the mother, our earth. That is so dear and important to us. So I could not ever align with a company who didn't have my ethics and values. And I know these ladies feel the same way. But our power shake, it is literally just 100% raw, dehydrated, light code energy, organic, living superfoods. So it's a blend of 15 organic superfoods. It has the equivalent nutrition of 6 microgreen organic salads when you drink that. That amount of living energy, it makes you vibrate. My vibration rises in the morning when I drink this, and it gets me through the day. I don't need to drink coffee. It has all of our nutritional needs for the day, 200% of our daily B12 needs. So when I have this in the morning, I don't worry about what else I'm eating because I know that I'm getting everything I need in that. And it's just so beautiful. When you put your hand in, you can feel it's still cold. It's glistening. It's like crystalline because it's alive. The way that the dehydration process works is it's picked within 90 minutes and raw dehydrated at room temperature to keep 98% living enzymes. That's more than any organic fruit and vegetable you can find on a supermarket shelf because they've been in transit since they were picked, usually underripe. So by the time you get it, it's usually devoid of any nutrition at all, which is the problem that we're kind of facing now. So this is the solution to that. And as healers and as empaths, we need to protect our body because we're always mind spirit. I'm always in my crown, and this brought me back down to earth. Sometimes we need to ground. We need to get down with the Mother Earth and really feel that energy again. This helps ground me so I'm not always up in my higher chakras, just kind of bypassing the fact that we are humans living this experience. We're spiritual beings, but we're living a human experience. So our green juice is that ascension fuel. It's our hyper nourishment, and it gets us going for the day because it is the cleanest nutrition on the planet. And that leads us to the second thing that I take in the morning, which is called Super Amino 23. Super Amino 23 is pre-digested vegan protein that is 99% bioavailable to our body. So 99% of this is used and it goes in our bloodstream in 23 minutes. So we get that energy hit within 23 minutes. It's incredible. There's nothing else on the planet like this right now. There's no byproduct because when you're having other proteins, especially whey proteins, it's only 36 to 40% bioavailable to the body. The rest of that, the 60%, goes through our organs and it gets stuck in our kidneys and our liver, and it leaves toxic buildup. Whereas our protein, Super Amino 23, because it's full from amino acids, just from legumes, from plants, it doesn't go through the organs. It goes straight into the blood. And it also reduces C-reactive protein, which is the biomarker for inflammation in the body, by 96%. So it's literally allowing the inflammation in our body to reduce because disease can only thrive in an acidic and inflamed environment. So this is protecting the body part. We're always looking after our souls, our minds, but I forgot, our bodies are so important. And this just ensures that our machine is running so that we can be the best conduit to all the downloads that we're going to be receiving. It helps us to magnify our expression, magnify our connection. So the Super Amino 23 is what keeps us high vibing throughout the day, super strong. And it also helps build new neuron pathways in our brain. It's rebuilding brain neural pathways, muscles, and it's keeping us so high energy so that we can get all of the earth magic we need to get done in the day can get done. So they're the two things that I start with in the morning. And Alison's going to go on to talk a little bit more about some of the other things that come in our 30-day transformation.
Yes, oh my goodness. I just had my green juice and it's absolutely, that is the perfect way to describe it. It's ascension fuel. And it's about the convenience of it. But the other thing I take every morning, so besides those two, and another thing the aminos have done for me is it's tightened my skin. So after having kids, it's brought the elasticity back in my skin. Just amazing. The other thing I take is Biomedic. We take this every single morning without fail. This is really something, a revolutionary product. We could have an entire company just based around this one product. It is a pre and probiotic, which everyone should be taking, pre and probiotic. But it also has another element that it removes glyphosate from the body. Glyphosate is the toxic chemical in Roundup, which is in almost all crops around all of North America, Europe, and just basically around the world by now. They've been using it for over 50 years, and we're seeing the effects of this in our mental health, in our really what it's doing is killing all of the microorganisms that live in our body that are there for a reason. We need to have the whole ecosystem down in our gut the same way that we need it in our soil. And we are all a reflection as we get deeper into our spiritual practice. We are just our spirituality. We know everything is the same. We're all connected. And so what it's doing to the soil is what it's doing to, as within or as below, as above, and everything. It's all connected. So Biomedic is revolutionary. For me, it's really helped it's what I say is how I got off of my medications. It helps with absorption of nutrients. So all of the incredible plant medicine that we're getting, we can actually absorb it instead of having leaky gut and have it go right through us. And it is also, the functions of the gut are just endless. Everything, the gut is the root. So if we keep our gut is our number one priority as, in our earth bodies as beings, we need to make sure that our gut is healthy. And so it doesn't matter what you're doing, what kind of spiritual practice or what kind of, other protocols you do. This is the foundation. Our gut is everything. Another thing that I adore, I just can't say enough good things about, is our tart cherry juice, our apothecary. It's just 100% organic tart cherry juice. And it is, okay, so for years I was addicted to sleeping pills. And with sleeping pills, don't let us even dream. They don't even let us go into our REM sleep, which is so important. Our sleep is so vital to our growth, our energy, our healing, everything. And so quality of sleep is so important. It's not just how many hours you get. Because as Michelle's saying, she wakes up early. I wake up early too now, but I feel refreshed. I feel so well rested. And it's because we're taking tart cherry every night. We have access to the most high potent superfood on the planet. And it is anti-inflammatory, it's high antioxidant, it's high vitamin C, and it's also producing our own melatonin. So instead of a synthetic melatonin, which is blocking our own production, this is encouraging our body to produce its own. Nature is brilliant. She thought of everything. And this is just an easy access to this incredible liquid gold. I just can't say enough about that. And then another element of the cleanse is the Cleansar, which I thought I took, but I accidentally took Zinc Aid. But it's a Cleansar is in a package like this. These are all compostable packaging. It's a capsule of the most well-known herbs to flush out parasites and kill parasite eggs. So parasites run our thoughts, they run our mind. And the food supply that we have right now, with all of the people are eating all kinds of raw fish and meat, there's so many reasons why there's so many dangers to that. But one of them being is that it's there. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle, do you want to speak a little bit on the Cleansar and then also share some of your favorite? I would love to also have you share some.
I'm trying to get the thing to peel back so I can tell you what's in it.
I'll read it. I have it actually here, so I'll just read the herbs. But go ahead and.
Well, I wanted to talk about this. This is outside of the ULT, but I just ordered this last week. It's the Women's Defense, and it says it's a proprietary organic mushroom blend. So it has maitake, reishi, shiitake, lion's mane, agaricus, cordyceps, turkey tail, and tremella, as well as soy, sprouted soy, cat's claw, red clover, fermented soy, and jasodin. I don't know what that is, really? But I'll have to look that one up. But this is great because I started learning about mushroom medicine a couple years ago. Paul Stamets had actually cured his mother's stage 4 cancer with turkey tail. And I said, okay, sold. I need to get medicinal mushrooms in my diet on the daily. And when I went through all of the products in Purium, I found MVP Sport, which is a post-workout meal drink that tastes amazing, like chocolate. That has the proprietary mushroom blend in it too. But this is a daily capsule that I'm now going to take every day, because the adaptogens are amazing. They're so good for you. And just in tandem with everything else, especially the power shake and the super aminos and the biomedic, it just all comes together to give you complete body physical wellness. And it's a miracle, you know, like you can't source all of these things separately. Like growing all of these things separately on your own, really difficult. Like my heart was in the right place when I wanted to learn about mushroom farming and all of this, but clearly there's a solution, and this is all organic and pure, potent ingredients. I feel amazing. I've only been taking this for a week, and I feel even more amazing than I already felt. So I can't recommend this enough too.
That is amazing. I haven't tried that yet, and you have definitely inspired me to order that in my next order. So thank you for that. I'm just going to go back to the Cleanse R, because this is part of the package that we recommend to start with, is the Ultimate Lifestyle Transformation. And of course, adding on the Women's Defense, adding on the Zinc Aid, if I have that, yeah. These are important things to add on as well, that you can just enrich your whole experience. But in the Cleanse R, I just wanted to take a moment. So we are, you know, the parasites rule our thoughts, and if we have these entities in our bodies, we are not, you know, we can't go as deep into our healing, into our you know, they're ruling our cravings, they're ruling our thoughts. So that's everything. This is our, like, you know, our core being. And so we really want to eliminate these entities, and this is all natural. This is a very gentle way to do it. So it is black walnut hull, marshmallow root, clove, wormwood herb, amalaki fruit, cascara sagrada bark, and senna leaf. And I can say one thing about this is I spoke to a detox expert once and showed her these ingredients. And she said to me, wow, these are all the ingredients I'm sending my clients around everywhere to get. This is all in one capsule. So this is a part of the entire 30-day program, where you have an accelerated portion at the end to do your parasite cleanse. And I'm telling you, I think we can all agree, after those 30 days, you emerge. I mean, it happens within days that you start to feel the upgrade, but that from beginning to end is you emerge a whole shiny new reborn self, like more into you. You feel your inner child. You feel your higher self. Does anyone else want to just share something more about that?
I just want to say one more thing about the Cleanse R. So one of my friends did the ULT, and she was going to the hospital for parasite problems, and they were putting her on all kinds of heavy medication, and it wasn't working. And so when I told her about Purium, she didn't even hesitate. She signed up right away. And in fact, while most of us, like, we do the ULT at first, and then we go on to the Core 4, and then maybe do another ULT in a few months, she's straight doing the ULT every month. And this is she's about to go on her 3rd month, but she messaged me this morning and she said she is completely free of parasites now. And she was totally ridden with them before. So she's like, God bless Purium. I love you, Michelle. Thank you so much. So, I mean, life saved, you know, I can check that off my bucket list, and I just want to keep doing it. So if y'all need help, come to us.
That's why we're called the Transformation Company, because everyone has a transformation. And the ULT, for those who haven't heard that before, that's the ultimate lifestyle transformation. So it's what we all began with. That's what we begin our journey with. And as soon as I tasted this and tried it and felt these foods working in my body was when I decided to align with the company. I said, this is my mission. This is it. So for people on the call, whoever brought you on here would have get back to them, and they can give you $100 off to begin your journey. And then from there, you can always align and start sharing this mission with us, because for us, the most important thing is making, you know, superfoods, organic, whole food nutrition accessible to everyone. This is a huge mission of ours. We're here to make every household in the world healthier and educate about this, because it's so simple. A few simple choices, like a decision to take 30 days, just 30 days to change your lifestyle. can shift everything for you, can shift the trajectory of your entire life. Because it wasn't until I aligned with this that I actually figured out what my life's purpose was. And it is to help people connect with this, because I've seen transformation after transformation in all ways. But get back with the person who brought you on this call and speak to them, and they'll help either align you with starting these foods for yourself or discuss with you the opportunity of joining our mission, because we are growing. We are growing so fast now. We're connecting with people all around the world who have this same burning desire to make this world better for our children, to make this world go in a direction that feels more aligned than what it is going now. Because there's a lot of panic and fear going on, and we do not have to subscribe to that. We can subscribe to healing ourselves, finding true friendship, financially freeing ourselves through this opportunity. And then, you know what, externally, nothing else really matters. Nothing bothers you the same anymore. I have inner peace now. So I'd like to hand this over to Alison, perhaps any questions that people have, and just for some closing statements.
Yes, oh my goodness, thank you. Yeah, if you guys know, we're entering the age of Aquarius, and this is absolutely in alignment with Aquarius mission. This is about sharing economy. This is about, this is about everyone. This is a win-win. We're all equal. There's no hierarchy. We don't have gurus. We all can inspire one person. And if even we inspire one person, we've changed that person's life. So I'm just so excited for everyone to be able to experience this. And if you have the same transformation that we experienced, to be able to share this with as many people as you possibly can and join in this community and this abundance. So if there's any questions, if not, we will just have this, no? Okay, well, this recording will be able to share with anyone, and thank you all so much for being here. Thank you so much, Alice, and thank you so much, Michelle, and thank you everyone for sharing your energy with us today. Thank you. Bye, everyone.